The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
Hang in there. This is a Golden Oldie Reloaded show. Classic like a fine rifle. No need to call. Just sit back and enjoy the show, and Tom will be back live next week. Now, more Gun Talk.
All right, we have just swapped out. We got a whole new crew of people here because we're doing the Guns and Gear television show, and we're bringing in a bunch of our friends, and we're talking about guns and ammo and scopes and laser trainers, which you guys have all been playing with over in the corner and having way too much fun. All right, let's just go down the line here. Introduce yourselves and tell us who you're with, okay?
Jessica Brooks Stevens with Barnes Bullets.
Okay.
Jins Krogh with STI International.
Dave Miles with OF Mossberg and Sons.
Okay, and people in other industries would not understand that all of these different gun companies, and we all get together and have a good time, and we talk about guns, and we were at dinner last night. We had 5 gun companies sitting at one table and just having a ball.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's fun stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, Jessica, you just walked in the door, and you haven't yet. Usually the first thing you do is you show me not baby pictures. You show me dead animal pictures. So what dead animal pictures would you have shown me if you'd had a chance?
Well, if I'd had a minute, I probably would have shown you pictures of dead Cape buffalo from Mozambique last fall.
Outstanding.
And some plains game, warthog, waterbuck, and bush pigs. I love shooting the pigs.
What caliber did you use?
.416 Rem mag and .338 Win mag with Vortex ammunition.
Vortex. Who makes Vortex ammo? He said knowingly.
I think Barnes makes Vortex ammunition, but I've had a goal for a long time to shoot an animal with a double rifle, so I also used a .470 nitro on one of the on one of the Cape buffalo, and it was amazing.
What was that like, using a double rifle?
It was such a thrill. I mean, I'm lucky because I can actually handle recoil from big firearms pretty well.
Right. That's because you have such a massive frame.
Well, yes, and I've been working out, guys. Okay.
This little, just for those who can't see us, this little woman here is shooting these great big rifles. All right, question: taming recoil for somebody who's not real big. What technique do you use?
I think I was lucky just growing up and having a really great teacher, my father. But so he taught me really proper technique in terms of fitting the stock into my shoulder properly, finding that pocket, and also really rolling with the recoil rather than just bracing and getting ready for it. I just shoot very comfortably.
And when you're practicing big kicking rifles, and Dave, you can address this because you guys now are chambering the 375 Ruger, right?
Yes. Yep.
You don't want to do a whole lot of that work off a bench. I would think after you get it sighted in, get off the bench, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get in a position where your body can absorb and you can move. When you're sitting at a bench, you're just kind of locked in, trying to hold real steady.
And if you're in one of those benches where the bench is too low or the seat's too high, now you're leaning over, it's coming right against your collarbone. It takes about 2 of those, and you want to go home.
Yeah. Shooting that 470 off the bench was not fun. But so all my practice was done, standing up.
And
just
sticks,
rolling with it.
And working on sticks, because if you're going to use shooting sticks, you want to practice with those.
That's right.
So there you go. All right, you've got some pretty cool news because it was interesting. You walked in, and as soon as you and Jen started talking, it just came out that you're going to be using one of his pistols on an upcoming hunt to show off your 10mm ammo, and STI has been making 10mm guns for quite some time.
Yeah, we make a single stack and a double stack, so we love to see people using them out in the field, hunting with them. It's an awesome round for killing big game, and really cool hunt, sounds like.
Yeah, actually, it's not me, unfortunately. It's Brett Throckmorton, who works in our PR department. He's taking an outdoor rider, and they're going to use one of your guns on a black bear with our 155 grain 10mm Vortex ammunition.
155 grain. What kind of bullet in there?
It's an XPB, so it's all copper, expands beautifully, penetration is great. I mean, obviously, 155 grains, moving into a black bear is going to do some damage.
Yeah. Now, have you guys done any hunting with the 10mm yet?
Yeah, actually, I hunted whitetail and pigs with it last year, and phenomenal performance. So.
What kind of penetration are you getting with that?
This was out of a tree stand. Really out of a bow stand, so it was close. I mean,
right.
all the way through on the deer.
Just through and through.
Yeah, through and through. The pig, depending on how you hit him, through the body shot, you're going to recover it. But I mean, at least 75% penetration on the pigs, even so.
Is there any trick to getting a 10 millimeter gun to shoot? Are they different from, say, a 45 or anything?
It's a little bit different. We tune things a little bit differently. We pull the ejector back a little bit, and we have a longer recoil stroke. So on some of our shorter single stacks, we have to cut a larger ejection port to make sure there's room for those longer bullets. So really, it's built more like a 45 with a 40 caliber ejector.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would assume you have to have a heavier recoil spring because you got a lot of power going on there.
Yeah, we use a 25 or 26 pound recoil spring. So your standard 45 is going to be around 18 pounds, so it's 50% higher.
Right.
It's huge.
Yeah, it is, but there's a lot of energy in a 10. If you load it up. And I got to say, I have looked, and now you have, I've looked at some of these 10 millimeter loads out there, and there are actually 40s that are more powerful than some of the stuff that's being put on the market and labeled as 10.
Yeah.
There's some really anemic 10, so you got to choose your ammo carefully.
Yeah. And make sure, choose your ammo carefully, but, and I will say ours is not loaded up to, the highest velocity that we could possibly get, but
you don't have to because you got the good bullets.
That's right, depending on the projectile, so, yeah.
That's it, because with the projectiles you're using, you get the penetration, and particularly on handgun hunting, it really is about the penetration because some bullets won't. I mean, if all you're going to get is 10 to 12 inches of penetration, that may not get what you need, especially on a hog where it's hard to get in there anyway.
That's right. Or you hit them in that breastplate. I mean, it's not going to penetrate. But tissue destruction, we like to say, is what dispatches animals, and so the more penetration you get, the greater amount of tissue destruction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell you what, guys, take a quick break here, and then we'll come back. We're going to be talking about guns, ammo, hunting, guns. Oh, yeah, and ammo.
Hey, I like it.
I thought you would. All right. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
Every Crossbreed holster is handmade based on the design invented by our founder. A Kydex pocket molded around your gun for perfect retention. Leather backing for comfort. Specially designed clips allow you to tuck in your shirt for complete concealment. The highest quality mag carriers and belts sturdy enough to hold any gun. Our holsters come with a lifetime warranty and 2-week try-it-free guarantee. Crossbreed. Conceal and carry the cross. CrossbreedHolsters.com.
What makes a legacy? Is it quality? Craftsmanship? Maybe it's the idea that every American deserves their right to security and peace of mind on and off the battlefield. What makes a legacy? Here at Colt, we're making it every day. Colt, built one at a time, proven every round.
Who will you trust with your guns and valuables? Liberty safes are the best built and most secure safes on the planet. They sell more gun safes than any other brand. It's about trust earned through performance. If your Liberty safe is damaged by fire or attempted break-in, they'll send a new safe right to your home. Protection from thieves and fire. Trust the #1 maker of quality gun safes. LibertySafe.com.
All righty, we're back with you, Gun Talk. We are actually not live today. We're doing this in a recorded version. We're in the studios for the Guns and Gear studio. We got this cool stuff behind us. You'll actually, if you're listening on radio, you can go to YouTube and you'll be able to see us doing this thing. And we've got... It was great. During the break, it was like a covey of quail just took off, and you guys all ran and got guns and ammo. Because, I mean, hey, if we're going to talk about it, let's have some in our hands and do something with these things. Now, Dave, you have... I'm tempted to say the weirdest thing, but it may be one of the more fun things.
Oh, you bet, Tom.
There.
This is a brand new gun from Mossberg. It's our polymer.
Yep.
It's our polymer Blaze 47. We like to call it the Blaznikov.
It's
just a fun gun to shoot.
It's a 22 rimfire semi-auto rifle.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. First of all, tell them where it's made.
Made in Texas.
Right.
And so we're real proud of that. We've imported guns forever,
right.
22 caliber rifles, but this is the first made in America 22. Looks like it was made in Russia, though.
Well, it does. I mean, it looks like an AK-47.
Absolutely.
I mean kind of, sort of. It really does.
Yep.
But it works just like the other Blazes. It takes the same magazines?
Absolutely. We've got 10 and 25 round magazines. It's got adjustable target sights. Really hard to mount a scope on this Blaze 47, just like an AK, but that's okay. It's not designed to do that.
It's not what it's for anyway.
So
it's for having fun.
It is absolutely a fun gun to have at the range.
And it's an all-polymer gun other than, what, the barrel and...
Yeah, barrel and bolt are steel. Everything else, the receiver is...
Even the receiver is polymer.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of it's pretty innovative. Keeps the price point down, so it's super affordable, but and keeps the quality up. So it's just an inexpensive, fun gun to take to the range.
It's a fun gun.
And that's what it's all about, is having fun.
What does it weigh?
It's pretty light. The wood adds a little weight to it. It's about 4.5 pounds.
We're handing over
isn't that a cute little thing?
Isn't that you just lost your rifle. Jessica just taken it.
Commandeered it.
That's right. That's right.
How fun is that? Oh, wow. I'll bet that was a hit at the NRA show.
Big hit. Big hit at all of the shows, and just one of many new products from Mossberg this year.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have got all sorts of stuff. The whole Patriot line of rifles is pretty cool, and then that chassis gun.
Oh, our light chassis system in the MVP. We came out with 4 new guns in the MVP line that are just... They're all showstoppers, but the LC was really the one that everybody had to stop.
Super accurate. Basically, would it be fair to say that would be a rifle that we'd use for long-range competition shooting?
Oh, absolutely. It's out of the box. We have a scope combo with a Vortex long-range HST with an MRAD reticle in it. It's ready to go to the range.
Comes with a Vortex scope.
Comes with it. Yep.
Ooh, wow. And, that's a nice package.
Yes.
What do you have an idea what the MSRP is on that?
MSRP
ballpark?
with the scope. The scope alone sells for about $659 at like Optics Planet or wherever.
Right.
But that and the gun $2,100.
Really?
So
that's
suggested retail. You might find it a little bit less at certain retailers.
Yep, that's a deal. All right, so if you get this rifle, what ammo should you be putting in it? If you're going to be doing some long range shooting with this gun,
I think probably precision match from Barnes. I'm assuming you're building it 300 Win Mag, a chassis gun for competition.
No, it's a chassis. It's a chassis gun. It's an MVP, so it takes 308 DPMS style magazines or SR25 magazines.
308 Winchester.
Yep.
Okay, so precision match ammunition with our 175 grain open tip match.
175 grain.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, for competition, that's going to be phenomenal. I imagine that gun and scope combo will be showing up at Vortex Challenge out west this year and some of those long-range competitions. And what does that firearm weigh?
That one weighs, I believe it's 7.5 pounds.
Okay.
It's not bad.
It's great for run and gun
heavy.
competitive, yeah.
But super solid, super stable.
And you mentioned earlier when we were actually shooting the TV shows that people talk about having an aluminum bedding block. This is an entire aluminum chassis in this gun. So to heck with the bedding block.
We just got rid of all the wood on the outside of it. It's just, we took the aluminum bedding block, screwed in there, butts.
Right.
We're ready to go.
Okay.
Jens, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Your background, you actually got into this through shotgun shooting, right?
I did.
You were a competitive shooter?
Yep. I was a competitive sporting clays shooter growing up. Kind of got out of it when I went to college and enjoyed that. Hunted a lot, got a lot more into hunting, and then went straight into the shotgun business out of college and did that for 7 or so years.
You were at Benelli?
Benelli and Beretta before that, and then landed at STI about 6 months ago. Just thrilled to be in Texas. It's just an awesome place.
Well, nothing against our friends in Maryland, but I get it. Moving from Maryland to Texas, if you're a gun guy, yes.
Absolutely, and the hunting is amazing. It's year-round with the pigs and everything else, so it's just an awesome place to be.
STI, for people who don't know, the term handcrafted keeps kind of popping into my head because, I mean, yeah, you've got modern machinery, but you've got people with knowledgeable hands working on these.
Absolutely. We everything comes off of the CNC machines oversized and then hand fit down. So every part on every gun we build is hand fit to the part that it touches. So it's truly a custom gun.
And to that old question of how do you get employees to care about what they're doing, who owns the company?
We're 100% employee owned. So we've been an ESOP for 7 or 8 years now, I believe. So
that's how you get employees to really buy in because, hey, it's their company.
And they do. They take ownership. They love the guns. They put pride in everyone they build, and it's just creates an awesome work environment.
That is terrific. And just give us an idea of the range of pistols you guys have.
Man, we're all over the place. The couple guns I brought here today, I brought one of our carry guns, the Electra, is a 3-inch, this one's a 45. We do it in 9 and 45. Aluminum frame, Cerakoted, with a stainless steel slide that we Cerakote and then polish down to this polished stainless finish. And awesome carry gun, dual recoil spring system. This year we added the Crimson Trace laser grips to it.
Okay, so that's an option for you there?
Yeah, using the Master Series. So really an all-around great carry gun. Going up from there, I brought a 2011 with us, which a lot of people hear that and kind of say, 2011, maybe not know what that is outside of the competition world. So basically, it's a double stack 1911. From the top up is all 1911, and the bottom is a glass-filled polymer frame with a double stack magazine. So you're getting anywhere from 15 to 30 rounds of 9mm.
Depending on the mag you use. Yep,
exactly. Inside of a grip that's only 1/8 of an inch bigger in diameter.
That's the key. And of course, this is not just making another steel, just a wide funnel gun. It's modular. But when you pick it up, you go, honestly, when I looked at it, I thought, that thing is going to be huge.
Yeah.
And then you pick it up in your hand. Jessica, you're holding it right now. It's not at all.
Yeah, I want to try this
one.
one.
Yeah, feel it compared to that.
Jessica's going back and forth between the single stack and the double stack.
That double stack is surprisingly comfortable in I got little hands.
Yeah. Can you imagine how that's going to shoot with 9s? What a sweetheart that's going to be.
Oh, wow, I'd say.
It's really, really soft
shooting. Very nice.
Very nice. I've completely lost everybody now. They're playing with the guns. It's just,
okay, focus.
Precious.
So this is our tactical model with the rail, and this gun's completely Cerakoted. And then we build race guns. Right. That's what we're known for throughout the shooting community.
You had an interesting statistic about people using STI guns.
Yeah. So when you look at USPSA and IPSC competition, we're about 80% of world, national, and regional championships are won with a STI platform.
Wow. That's amazing.
Talk about dominating.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's there's only one class that we don't participate in. We don't build a production class gun, but everything else is pretty much owned by the 2011 frame or STI type gun.
The obvious question is why? Why do people want to use the STI in competition?
Well, it works. You get the accuracy and reliability and the trigger of a 1911 with the double stack capacity. I mean, you got a big mag tunnel, you can load it real quick, and it's very tweakable. You can do a lot to this gun. There's a lot of aftermarket parts for it. There's a lot of different things you can do to either decrease recoil or increase cycle rate and things like that.
Oh, we need to tell people, because Jessica mentioned she has small hands. I do too. And as nice as this double stack grip is, you said you guys also can do a custom thing on there.
Yeah, so it's all done by hand, but we can do a grip reduction on these and cut out. We can undercut it here and cut out some of the bulk. Not a whole lot because it's not very thick.
Right.
But that undercut makes a big difference and stipple it to where it really is.
Really,
quite
you can
tacky.
Get your hand around it. Yeah, because I would say, it's not a perfect fit for me,
right,
but I was surprised at how well it fit for a double stack.
And we have that
Very
as
nice.
a factory offering. You can just pop this off and pop a new one on.
That's the crazy part is, and I have to keep thinking about it's not really a 1911. It's a modular gun. You can pop that grip off and put a different grip on your 1911. And we're not talking about like the side panel grips that people got scales. You're actually taking the full grip off of the gun.
Yeah, you're taking the entire lower end off. It's one screw on the front of the trigger guard and then a screw on either side of the top of the grip. So there's metal inserts inside of here. So you get that good steel-on-steel lockup.
Right.
But this glass-filled polymer actually takes out a lot of the recoil vibration. So in a 45 double stack, really just recoils like a 9mm, full polymer frame gun. Not going to name any names, but you know who I'm talking about. And it's, very, very soft shooting.
I mean, guns that feel like a block. Yes.
Yeah. Guns that are all polymer.
Yes,
let's
that's
call
right.
it that way.
All right, I got to ask you. Do you make I think you said you do. You make a double stack 10mm?
We do, yeah.
What?
It's yep.
I'm kidding. I know.
There's a hog hunting gun for you.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I was telling her offset. We actually took it up in the helicopter and did a helicopter pig hunt with it. Yeah, mounted an optic directly to the slide, and
you're mad because you weren't there, aren't you?
I'm ticked.
But it's a 6-inch model, so you get a lot of weight up front.
Ooh.
No recoil really to speak of.
Right.
It's just
I can tell you,
awesome.
it shoots really nice.
Yeah?
It really does. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 6-inch barrel, double stack, 10. So you got some weight to it. You got a little bit more sight radius. Man, I mean, yes, of course. And with the extra length of the barrel, you can get just a little bit more velocity out of it.
Tad more, yep. And you're looking at roughly 17 rounds of 10mm in there. So
Wow.
it's
Do you
goes
need
and goes
more
and
than
goes.
that?
So you can wade
10?
you can wade into a herd of
I
pigs.
know.
You know?
Well, that's true. Mamas and babies all in.
That's right.
All in.
You're we're talking bacon here.
We are, lots of it.
Lots of bacon. Exactly right. I want to ask Dave Mossberg, of course, really, you guys are making rifles, lots of rifles, known as a shotgun company, obviously. Tell you what, when we come back, I want to talk shotguns, choices of shotguns, because one of the questions I get all the time is a shotgun right for home defense? What should I get? How do I... And we'll answer the age-old question. Is it true you can make everybody run away just by racking this shotgun and making a sound? I don't know, but I've got that sound on my phone. Will that work? Is that the same thing? I actually, have you seen the app where you take the phone and you shake it and it makes a racking sound?
No.
Yeah, of course. Of course there is, right?
Yeah, that's
There
funny.
you go. All right, hold on here, guys. We'll take a quick break. All right, we are doing the Gun Talk radio show in the middle of the Guns and Gear television set here. Go over to YouTube, take a look. You can see our channel there. Just look for Gun Talk there. You'll actually be able to see us doing radio, which is kind of a weird kind of a thing there. Yeah. Hi, Mom. We're all here. Be right back.
You're listening to Gun Talk Reloaded. No need to call, just listen.
Oh, yeah, we're having some fun now. We're talking, about guns, ammo, shooting, brass, right? I mean,
Brass, yeah.
During the break, what are we talking about? We could just keep going because it's the same thing during the break that it is when we're actually on the air, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and it'll be the same thing tonight. It'll be the same thing tomorrow. One of the funniest things I get, guys, and you'll love this. People say, you do a radio show about guns? Yeah. How long is it? 3 hours. How can you talk about guns for 3 hours? You go, really? Really? Seriously? That's all we do,
How
right?
can you not?
limited.
It's
How
not
can
that
you
hard.
not? Exactly right. So, all right, we've got Barnes Bullets, STI, Mossberg here. We've got the crew, and isn't it interesting how we all have our specialties, but at the same time, none of us does only that thing.
Oh, there's a ton of crossover.
Yeah. I mean,
Huge.
You're a wing shooter, competitive shooter, shooting pistols in competition and hunting now.
All day, every day.
Dave, you shoot everything.
Everything.
Shotguns, rifles, pistols. You're out at Thunder Ranch. You'll go to Gunsight. You do all that stuff, and you'll hunt anything that moves or doesn't move, as well as now you're getting into competition.
Yeah, I mean, with our new ammunition this year, Precision Match and our Range AR, I mean, we're all getting, into the 3-gun, into the long distance, the PRS stuff, the tactical shooting.
What's this working out thing you're doing now?
Well,
Grandma.
Hey, don't act like you weren't showing those guns off during the break.
I know.
There you go.
And look, we all know this, but I found my husband and I have both started a workout program, and what I found is that it's increased my focus on the range, which is, I know that, but
You think it's obvious, but wow, it sure is interesting when it happens.
Yeah. And so we're preparing to shoot the Vortex Challenge this year, and as I'm getting into more competitive shooting, I'm doing a 3-gun thing down at Whittington Center for Women in a few weeks, and my shooting, we're always working on that to hone our skills there, but I just really want to be physically fit and be extremely competitive, not just show up and shoot these matches.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so I'm on a really rigorous program to kind of kickstart that and at the gym and diet, and gosh darn it, I'm just feeling real good.
Excellent.
I found cardio helps a lot. Slowing your heart rate down, kind of being able to calm down faster. Just run a couple miles every once in a while.
Well, it makes sense.
Really,
if you can slow your heart rate down, it's like the whole deal with biathlon folks. Let's ski like crazy, then stop and thread a needle.
Exactly.
Which is essentially what they're doing.
Yeah.
That Vortex Challenge is going to be interesting. I think it's a course over 7 miles.
That's right.
Tell us about that.
Well, I haven't shot it. My husband has shot it. This would be my first time this year. But, you don't have to run the course, but of course the faster you do run it, the more points you gain.
Right.
And then, of course, your accuracy on target is important too. So I just think, we could walk it, but he's extremely...
What is it? What's the course? What's the course of fire? You're running... Was it 7 miles?
You're running and gunning, yeah. And
Wow.
they've got targets set up at all crazy distances, and the faster you can run it, get down, shoot. You've got to have your you've got to be dialed in terms of what the wind's doing, and up there the terrain is so varied. It could be just blowing 10.
What kind of distances are we shooting?
I think they're out to even
out
500 and
past
600
1,000,
yards.
right?
Is there there may be 1,000 yard.
It's a long range. It's at the range they basically do. It's long range shooting. It's like golf with a bolt action rifle. So
Yeah,
you're shooting at unknown distances. You have to figure out what.
That just sounds
I think
like
a
so
lot
much
of them are
fun.
200 to 400 yards, and then you're right. There is
I
one.
think there's
It's like a
some- there's some
bonus.
long-
It's like a
yeah.
bonus stage that's at 1,000. But
Okay.
Wow.
like I said, the terrain's so varied. You got to be able to read wind and all of these things, and so it's mental prep, it's physical prep, and it's of course shooting prep. So.
Yeah,
Yep. You get your pulse rate up. That reticle, she'll start
yeah,
to
it
bounce
starts
a
to
little
bounce
bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
That elevation's got to be a big challenge too for lowlanders like me going
Yeah.
up there. It changes your mindset with the dope
That's
on your
true.
rifle,
For
your
sure.
heart rate,
And also you
You
can't
have
breathe.
to pack whatever you can, whatever you're going to
exactly.
use. You have to carry whatever you're going to use in the competition. So if you're using a spotting scope, you got to have it
It's
in
in
your
your
pack.
pack.
And
So you
that's,
try to minimize the weight, but make sure you have what you need.
That's right.
I'm still trying because I live at sea level, so I'm still trying to figure out how I can pack.
Are you going to shoot it?
I've never shot it. I've always wanted to, but if I do, I'm going to have to figure out how to pack along an O2 bottle.
Well, it is. It's probably. I live at about 5,000 feet, which is probably about what Ogden is. So yeah, going from 0 to 5,000.
It makes a difference.
It
You can
does.
feel it. Of course, I live down here in the swamp, so
You're at negative 5,000 or
Minus
something
500.
like that.
We have air that you can drink down here, so it's what it is. So there you go. Tell you what, take a quick break here. We'll come back. We're talking a little bit, and I do want to get Dave. We're going to talk about some Mossberg shotguns and kind of the choices there. We could talk a little bit about self-defense options with handguns, rifles, and shotguns because people use all three. All right, be right back with more Gun Talk.
Hi, this is Joe. I bought a silencer from Silencer Shop, and it was a pretty amazing experience. I simply went to silencershop.com, followed the instructions, purchased my silencer, and they took care of the rest. My local firearm dealer called me when my silencer arrived. Did you know a silencer is an important accessory that offers an added hearing protection and greater shooting accuracy? It's great for hunters and those who want to enjoy more social interaction during shooting sports. Visit silencershop.com to find a silencer for your firearm.
Want to customize the look of your firearm and give it ultimate durability? Well, don't paint it, Cerakote it. Cerakote is a spray-on ceramic polymer coating that uses state-of-the-art technology to achieve superior abrasion resistance and corrosion protection. Field-proven and trusted by manufacturers and gun owners like you, Cerakote is the industry's unmatched performance leader. In lab testing and real-world applications, Cerakote outperforms the competition every time. See for yourself and find a local certified applicator near you at Cerakote.com. Choose the best. Choose Cerakote and finish strong.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gundealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gundealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get Gundealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gundealio. Gundealio.com.
Hardcore tactical professionals who put their lives on the line every day depend on Surefire. For decades, Surefire has built the first and finest professional-grade flashlights, weapon-mounted lights, hearing protection, and suppressors. We build the best because lives depend on it. And we know failure is not an option. We design, engineer, and manufacture Surefire products right here in the U.S. For you, for your loved ones, Surefire. American built, American strong. Surefire.com.
Rocking out to the music here, having some fun. All right, now, Dave and Jessica, we've done radio before, basically a lot of times. Jens, this is new for you. But now this is kind of a different deal for us, doing TV, radio combination. It's kind of weird seeing what's going on behind the scenes.
Awkward for me. I've got a face for radio.
Usually radio is perfect for my wardrobe, too.
Yes.
So there you go. But it's kind of fun. It's a little different thing for us. Now, during the break, or actually before we started, you guys were over in the corner having a shootout with the laser light score timer thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I noticed you guys started at about 5 feet, and then you backed up, and then you backed up, and then you went way back there, and then you're moving, you're hiding behind the lights and the cameras, and you're moving and you're shooting, and they're going crazy back there.
Jens wasn't beating me bad enough at 5 yards, and so he figured he'd show me how well he could beat me.
He said, I could beat you no matter where we go.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
It.
But no, it was funny to pull some cover into it and shoot on the move. I mean, that's a really fun training tool.
Oh, it's
really
a blast. I was ticked, though, because I noticed the more I shot it, the worse I got. So I need a little bit more time with it.
The trigger pull on those isn't ideal. I think my trigger finger got tired. I noticed I started gripping the whole gun instead of just moving my finger.
That's my excuse.
It's part of your workout plan is to shoot those.
I am not working out my fingers properly.
There you go.
I need more strength.
There you go.
Oh my gosh,
That's
another
right.
muscle group I've got to work.
And Jens works for the handgun company, and so it makes sense that he would have the best trigger press.
Yeah, but he's also probably thinking, this trigger is not nearly as good as our trigger.
Yeah.
Hey, before I worked for SDI, there was a lot of years shooting some borderline triggers, so got a lot of practice.
Well, I can tell that you pulled a trigger more than once in your life. He's competitive, and the thing I find is about competitive shooters, serious competition shooters, they can shoot anything. I mean, you guys just pick up guns and shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a tough transition going from a shotgun to a pistol because you're changing your entire mindset, which is why I like the action sports so much, because it's less precision
not
shooting
static.
and more just hits on a plate and move on.
Right.
So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave, Mossberg. I mean, company's been around for what, almost a century now?
1919.
Wow.
So
Okay.
a few more years, we'll be celebrating our 100th anniversary.
And it's probably, even though people know it, they probably still don't appreciate how big it is and how many guns you guys make. In terms of shotguns, I mean, it's just massive how many models and different options you guys have in shotguns.
Oh, yeah. We got a full line. I mean, just in one model, the 500, which is that's the gun we've made over 10 million of.
Holy cow.
Just a few. There's a few gun owners out there that might have shot a 500 before.
No kidding.
But that we make in tactical versions with short barrels. We make a pistol grip, short-barreled shotgun, great for home defense. Actually, you touched on it before and talked about home defense, and for when it comes to shotguns, people wonder, well, they're hard to maneuver and that kind of stuff. But if you look, 18.5-inch barrel, even with a shoulder stock,
right,
and put it out and hold it up, and then you have somebody with their handgun pointed straight out in
Yes,
front of them,
exactly right.
next to you, you'll notice that the muzzles are about in the same place.
Yes, they are.
And so
then it becomes a matter of technique and knowing how to move, barrel down as you're moving around and then coming back up.
Yep.
You know, that type of thing.
You have to be able to manipulate it, but then you also have this very long sight radius that you're trying to create with your arms with a pistol that's sitting right there on your shoulder.
It helps you shoot
Makes
better.
you much more accurate.
Good point.
Yep. And, of course, the beauty about a shotgun for self-defense is you have ammo choices that are really good. And I know people will go crazy every time I talk about using birdshot. But I got to tell you, if you're inside of a typical bedroom or living room, birdshot is a very effective tool. And it gives you the added benefit of, yes, it will go through one wall, but it's generally the pellets won't penetrate a second wall.
Yes.
And so, I mean, and we've done, people say, well, I heard about it's baloney. I've tested. We build walls and we go out and shoot through 3 sets of double walls of sheetrock with insulation and exterior walls, and that's what we do. And we try different loads and shotguns and rifles and everything else, and birdshot will blow through the first wall and it will not penetrate the second wall, ever. It just, it's good for that.
That's great. And another thing that you touched on before was you were talking about racking the slide and scaring people off.
No, don't do that.
Frankly, I think I'd rather have the first time somebody finds out I have a shotgun is when I need to use it, because otherwise you're just alerting somebody that you're...
Well, and the other thing is, if you rack a slide, it means either you had an empty chamber, and so you were one down on your ammo, or if the chamber was empty, you just threw a live round out on the floor. Now you're one down. This just makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yep, yeah. And for the bad guy, I think if he's bad enough to come after he hears that sound, you don't want him coming.
Yeah.
No, exactly. And that's where we talk about training. I mean, you go to a Gunsight or a Thunder Ranch or someplace and get you a good shotgun course, because your training in self-defense with a handgun, as good as it is not the same as getting a course in using a shotgun in self-defense.
Totally.
And you've been out to Gunsight. You've done that.
I've been to Gunsight for 3 weeks of training, and my wife and I are going to fly out there on the 3rd of May, and she's going for the first time, and I'll be taking another course.
She's taking the 250 class?
She's taking a 250 course.
You can do the 350.
And I'm doing the 350, and so...
Outstanding.
She's going to learn... the modern technique of the pistol. We actually shoot matches together, so that'll be fun. That she's going to have more confidence to shoot more. But my course, I'm a little nervous because they're going to shoot back at me. It's force-on-force training. So
that's when their learning really starts. You know, we have the whole first-person defender TV show that we do, and it's all force-on-force. And when you throw somebody in the middle of that, they may think they're trained up. We watched one guy with his wife in the middle of this like mass shooting deal, and he's all trained up, and he's like super ninja guy. He takes off running, left his wife in the middle of this thing. It was a long drive home for him.
I know. Wow. Yeah.
That one's tough to recover from.
Yeah. We made sure we gave him a second chance at it, and we trained him up on how to do a protectee drill where he grabbed her, put her behind him, and he's got the gun out, and and it worked out. So we tried to save this marriage as best we could.
But it's really important awareness, I think, because as you train in those scenarios, I know when I took my training down at Gunsight, there was a scenario that was presented to me, and I froze. And it's something that I literally, that was 15 years ago, and I still, to this day, think about it every day.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
I mean, it's, let me ask you a question. After your first Gunsight full 250 class, your 5-day handgun class, did it change your life?
Oh, yeah.
No question.
Look at that. Both of them. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Absolutely. It changes your mindset.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The mindset lecture that they give at Gunsight is for me, I think that's the biggest value.
You're not the same person at the end of the 5 days, and you will never be the same person again.
Your awareness is heightened. You may have had good awareness prior to, but especially after your first training, your awareness is heightened. Your confidence is strengthened, because now you feel like if you get into one of these scenarios, you can at least, reasonably know, kind of how to defend yourself, basic things to do.
I think one of the biggest things they teach you at Gunsight is how not to have to draw your pistol.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah. Disengagement. How am I going to avoid this? As they like to say, look, you're going to talk to more people than you're going to shoot. You better learn how to talk well. Talk yourself out of situations, how to avoid it.
How about just looking people right in the eye as they're coming at you, And instead of, and a lot of women, they'll look down. Look them straight in the eye and let them know, you know what? I'm confident. Don't mess with me.
I've got you. I see you. I pegged, and then they kind of just wander off. Hold that thought, guys. We'll come back to that. It is so interesting how many people I've asked, and they've been to a gun site, and I say, did it change your life? Yes. And so I feel confident saying, there's nothing else I can tell you. I can guarantee you it will in a positive way like that. And yes, you may get some good local training, and there's good training everywhere, but a place like Thunder Ranch, Gunsight, Shoot Right, one of these good places like that, that's what you're really looking for. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk, doing the TV/radio version. All righty, back with you here, Tom Gresham. We're having a ball. Actually, we are having a ball, aren't we, guys?
That's fun.
We're having some good discussion.
That's right. I think we just figured out that Jen just headed to a gun site just as quick as he can get it scheduled.
You guys talked me into it.
I mean, seriously.
It wasn't very hard.
No, not at all.
I actually, and I will tell you this, I'm not going to make the blanket offer for everybody, but to people I know, I've talked to them, I said, here's the deal. You go take a class at Gunsight. If you don't think it was worth it, I will give you your money back. Wow. I have never had anybody, they all come back and say, that was fabulous. I said, did it change your world? Yes. Are you a different person? Yes. Okay, there it is. It's and here's the thing, it's not a shooting school. That's the main thing. It's not a shooting school. It's a fighting school. As they say, the root word in gunfight is fight. And yeah, we use a gun, but you're actually learning to fight. And as you say, how to avoid the fight, which is the other part of it. It's a great place. If you don't know, it's a Gunsight, GUNSITE.com, and they're in Paulden, Arizona, about 25 to 35 minute drive north of Prescott. And it's an amazing place. So do people, I'm looking at your pistols there, the SDI pistols. Clearly, you make defensive guns, carry guns. Do you have people who use the double stacks for defensive use?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have several specialized law enforcement units, SWAT teams, SRT teams, those types of units. A lot of them carry SDIs because you get that accuracy. You get that 3 to 4 pound trigger break that you can tune it down to and really make accurate shots quickly and reliably.
It makes sense. And depending on if you're having to conceal or not, that would be an issue, because if you got any full-size pistol makes that a little bit problematical.
Right.
And then you add in a thicker grip, and then it just adds to the issue. But then this other one you have there, that looks like a super carry gun.
Yeah, the aluminum frame, nice and light, got the laser grips on there. Awesome concealment gun.
Yeah, so
perfect
and accurate. And I'll tell you one thing I like about these, and there are some high-end 1911s you get, and they actually will not function because they say, well, you got to put 1,000 rounds to them before they're dependable. I go, no, that was your job. You're supposed to make a gun that works. What do you mean I got to go, I mean, seriously. I mean, really, your guns work out of the box.
We test fire them before they leave the factory. Every gun gets 2 mags ran through it by hand, not out of a machine, by hand. All of our guns also have a lifetime warranty. So if there's ever a problem with it, stick it back in the box, send us back to it. We average 4 days to turn it around.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
How many people you got there now?
Oh, we're up to about 75 or so, folks.
Yeah. That's a lot of people hand-making pistols.
It is. We've got 25 or 26 guys that are actually hand-fitting everything, doing finals. The rest are machinists and guys in the office like myself. So.
I hope you've got plans to close the place down because, of course, the 1911's dead, and it's never going anywhere, man.
That's funny. We were talking about it the other day, and, man, there's not a 1911 company you can call out there that doesn't have a long wait.
Isn't that crazy?
You even look at some of the big ones, and it's like, 6 months out.
How brilliant was John Browning?
Oh, man.
I mean, not just this, but you start looking at across the board, everything. I mean, we were just looking at a Model 97 Winchester. I mean, we were just looking at all. I mean, it's incredible. All right, tell them about your websites where people can find out more about your stuff.
BarnesBullets.com.
Okay.
STIGuns.com.
Mossberg.com.
Mossberg.com. Shotguns, pistols, ammo to feed all the rest of this stuff. You don't make you don't make shotgun ammo, but Remington does, and you're affiliated with Remington,
yes,
of course.
Yes, we are. We don't do the shot shell. We don't do the rimfire. We do centerfire pistol and rifle.
Okay, sounds good. This has been fun, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks
It's been a blast.
Is this not? I mean, come on! This is a hoot. We're only going to do this for. Okay, we're not going to let you go. We're going to do like 6 more hours. Is that okay?
Okay, we can talk about it. You know it.
Well, even when we're off the air, we're just going to keep doing the same thing.
I know.
That's what we do.
I might have to make
All right,
something up.
everybody go out, do a little shooting. Take somebody with you. Be an ambassador for the shooting sports. Be safe. Check your 6. And we'll see you next time.